Welcome back to Red Business in Focus with thanks to Cork's local enterprise offices, where we're meeting personalities behind ambitious new businesses. And this week, very timely for the time of year, we're meeting Catherine Good of the Good Dairy Company, which is inspired by its wonderful coastal location, a dairy farm business steeped in family history, who have created a range of delicious homemade creamy ice cream for the conscious consumer. Ah, Catherine, I'm beyond hungry for it now at this stage. But before we talk about that, and before we get into how you have been building up this business over time, you have 30 seconds, like everybody coming on the series, to tell us what you do.
It's lovely to be here. Thanks for having me. So my name is Catherine Good. I'm from the Good Dairy Company. Tom, my husband, and I, together with our 4 children, are dairy farmers in Novel. It's just a small village outside Kinsale. And in late 2021, I diversified on the farm to produce and create an artisan farmhouse ice cream. So it's rich, it's creamy, it's natural, but above all, it's fresh.
Literally what it says in the tin, more than anything else. Did you ever make ice cream before? Was this something that you had a passion for, or was just you decided now's the time?
Yes, I was always passionate about ice cream, but also passionate about a farm to fork product. So living where we are and living on a dairy farm, I always teased with the idea, what could I do with our milk?
Well, I mean, you could produce milk, or you could produce cream, or you could produce butter. Ice cream, though, it's trickier, isn't it? I mean, it's not the easiest product to make.
No.
How did you go about getting the clean room up and running, getting the product right? You probably, if you have a family at home, the tasting was sorted for you. But the other parts of the business, were they hard to do?
Oh yes, completely. I would have done a female entrepreneur course with the Rubicon Centre, and I suppose I would have started my market research from there. I would have spent some time researching my market, researching the product, the equipment required, and it was a labour of love, really. But the more I delved into the product, the more I was fascinated at the process of making ice cream.
People don't think about that. We all like ice cream, don't get us wrong, but we never think about the process of how you take what was effectively milk and turn that into something that is delicious and tasty and creamy. So how did it work? I mean, did you start in your kitchen experimenting?
Yeah, I started in the kitchen experimenting. I bought myself a small ice cream maker, and I started in the kitchen making. I met with other ice cream producers. I shadowed ice cream producers and worked with them closely and studied the process. I would have formulated my own recipe for ice cream, and this is the research and this is the work that goes on behind the scenes. And I wanted a recipe that would tie in with the farm. I wanted more of a natural product. So I'm very proud to say that 75% of my product is milk and cream straight from our pedigree award-winning cows. I also sourced a natural emulsifier and stabilizer, because this is something as well I was very I wanted to tie in with the farm and, the natural surroundings that we have.
But there's no point in having 75% natural stuff and then putting on a load of artificial bits on top of it, is there? Because you're kind of changing the product. But you've got different flavours as well. So you didn't just stop with the old bland vanilla, and then your vanilla is far from bland, don't get me wrong, but you have branched out into different flavours.
I have. And that's another thing that I wanted to take it a little bit step further. I wanted to tie the flavours in with the farm. So, for example, my vanilla is called Udderly Vanilla because it's straight from the udder.
Yes.
My chocolate and sea salt is called Chocolate Cowslick, and my vanilla brownie and chocolate sauce is called Muddy Boots, because you never go to a farm without having muddy boots.
But you've also one called the Rocky Cowpat. Now, I'm not sure if I'm fully invested on this one yet until you tell me what's in it. What is it?
So it's a chocolate ice cream with white chocolate drops and a marshmallow. So again, that ties in with the concept of the cows taking the trip twice a day over and back to the parlour to get milk.
Okay, well, no,
image.
I'm on board with it now. I was a little bit worried about it prior to that. You've now managed to get this product to market. So in other words, people can buy it in shops. We'll talk about where you can buy it in a minute. But is that where the local enterprise helped you out to get you to that point where you went from an idea to a retail product?
Yes, it would have been. The Enterprise Board have been fantastic from the word go. I suppose I would have first touched base with them when I had the idea. They were very good to give mentoring. They're very good to provide all types of courses. But they would, when you have an idea, there is various different studies that you can carry out through the Enterprise Board to see whether it was feasible or not to bring it to market. So these are all the steps that I would have taken.
Yeah, because you've done the local markets, haven't you? You've
Yes.
done the garden, the farmers markets,
Yes.
the garden markets. But the next stage was bringing it to a retailer, and that's where local enterprise helped you get it into SuperValue.
Yeah. So what I did was I went through the Food Academy. It was a 6-month course with Musgraves and SuperValue to take your product to the market. So that was my first launch last year with SuperValue. It was a great achievement for me and a brand new startup business.
Yeah, I mean, it's brilliant that people can buy it in a shop. I mean, that's the thing, that everybody, particularly any food producer, the people can actually buy it.
Yes.
And all of a sudden they can bring it home and kids like it. Are you very popular now in the community? Because I know one of our neighbours and one of our friends produces really good cheese. He's fierce popular because you live in the hope that he'll produce a little bit of cheese for you. The neighbours like you as well now because you might rock up with some ice cream.
I'd say so, yeah, they probably do.
It's not a bad thing, Catherine.
It's not a bad thing.
So people can find it where?
So we're in SuperValue in Carrigaline, Kinsale, Tower and Glanmire.
And people can look you up on social media as well.
Yes, I'm currently on Facebook and Instagram and I have a great following on that.
Okay, well look, it's fabulous. I mean, it is a really, really lovely product. Thank you so much for taking the time to come in, and good luck to everyone down in Novo.
Thank you very much.
That is it for this episode of Red Business in Focus. Thank you so much for watching. Join us next week. We're going to have Sinead O'Keefe of the Tiger Training Academy in the spotlight. Now, that's a business which provides online and in-salon training courses very successfully, but Sinead didn't stop just there. She spotted a gap in the market and an emphasis on Irish beauty brands during Brexit. Intrigued to find out how she drew that angle out. That's next week on Red Business in Focus, with thanks to Cork's local enterprise offices.